Hey, what's going on? My name is Chris, and today we're going to talk weekends with fat loss. Now, oftentimes, weekends and losing weight are mortal enemies. Same with vacations, birthdays, holidays, being sick, kids in school, kids out of school, whatever it might be. There's always something that kind of gets in the way for most people, specifically parents, trying to lose weight and not even considering keeping it off. But can I just get this pounds down, please? And so today we're going to talk about not only the math behind what weight loss looks like, just so you get an idea, and fat loss looks like. But importantly, what happens when we do this to our nutrition at any point for even a couple days at a time, what it happens on our total weight loss over time. Okay, so hopefully I don't scare you too much, but hopefully I impress upon you that when it comes to you and sticking with your nutrition and being consistent, that's what's going to get you results. And up until this point, weekends, holidays, whatever it might be, have been the thing that's absolutely grabbed a 9 mil and blasting yourself in the foot, making it dang near impossible to do it. Okay, so before we get into any of the numbers, and I promise you, I'm going to show you the graph. The graph is going to freak you out because when I did it, I was like, holy crap, I didn't even realize how far off it was. I'm going to go with you how fat loss works, okay? Fat loss has 5 components. Weight loss has so many, we're not going to worry about it. We're going to worry about fat loss because that's easy to predict. Fat loss is 5 things. First one, input, outputs. Input, food, that's it. Calories from food, that's it. Next ones, there's 4. Basal metabolic rates, the calories burned doing nothing. Thermic effect of foods, the calories burned from your inputs, from what you consume. Third one is NEAT. We think this as steps and being active. Now, it's not just steps. It's just the easiest one to measure because when you do this with your hand, your watch can say, oh, that's a step, and you can't step lying down, right? Likely. So we can measure our steps really easily, which is why you could see me in a lot of these videos. I'm moving around, walking around, not because I want to be obnoxious, but because I'm able to burn more calories that way. And when I burn more calories that way, I get to eat more food, which is kind of nice. Okay, and keep weight off, which is even better. So needs that one, but it could be like laundry, doing dishes, playing with your kids, swimming, having fun, whatever it might be. Then the fourth one's fitness. Now, lap swimming versus swimming in a pool playing with kids, 2 separate things. Fitness is when we look at fitness calorie burn, we're talking exercises that are specifically done for you, that is planned, that's the keyword planned, to increase your cardiovascular output, your flexibility, or your strength. One of those things. Okay, if it's not doing one of those things, but it's active, that just means it's non-exercise active thermogenesis. Is it one better than the other one? No. It's just to delineate between each of them. So we know that, hey, if you're not very active, but you work out a lot, hey, we can be more active and get better results and not have to spend so much time in the gym. Make sense? So understanding all those things, when we do this with our nutrition, on one side of this weight loss teeter-totter, when we're doing mystery meat, we have no idea what the heck we're consuming. It's really hard to consistently lose the weight. Not fun. Definitely not what we want. So when it comes to doing that, let's assume you're like most Americans, or maybe you're watching this because it is like, hey, I keep screwing up on the weekends, and it's very frustrating. I'm going to share with you, if you do it conservatively, not so way off the handle, how it might not be as bad as you think. But if you are clearly doing this, or when summer's over, then all will be good doing this with your nutrition, what that's doing to your overall health. Okay. So when we're looking at the conservative weight loss, meaning not like conservatively, like not eating a whole lot over. Okay. Let's assume that, again, actually, before we get into this, I got to tell you one last thing. In order to lose fat, you have to burn more than you eat. So just for easy math, you're burning 2,000 calories per day between basal metabolic rate, thermic effect of food, fitness, and NEAT. Okay. And then you're eating 1,500 because you're eating less than what you're burning. Your body makes up that difference, and it uses fat as energy to do that, which is why we store fat so easily. So in times when we're not consuming enough food, whether it be on purpose or famine or starvation, we have energy so that we can stay alive. Kind of cool how we're built that way, right? Stardust, my ass. Anyway, so in this example, all I did was 4 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we're in that 500 calorie deficit. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we are not. We're eating the same. We're eating the amount of calories that we burn in order to maintain our fat mass, okay, relatively speaking. Now, this looks like a straight line because it is a straight line, but The difference between reality and this is pretty minimal, 2 to 3%, as long as you're doing each of these things relatively close to what I'm talking about, okay? So as you can see on here, in 1 month, person that's consistent, that's hitting targets consistently daily or pretty dang close, is down just over 4 pounds or relatively 4 pounds, where the other person's down 2.56 pounds of fat, not weight, of fat, okay? These always all don't show up on the scale. So as an example, if somebody's at a 500 calorie deficit and they lose 8 pounds in a month, what could that be? It is maybe fat, there is fat, obviously, to the tune of 4.16 pounds. It could be muscle as well, if they're not eating the right amount of protein, which is why protein is very important. And it could be water from being inflamed or over consumption, whatever it might be. From eating too much carbohydrates, your body pulls water. Okay, so there's a lot of things that it could be. I can tell you this though, anything over 4 pounds ain't fat. So that is what it is. Then the second month, you could see instead of being now 2.5-ish pounds difference, now you're down 3 and some change. Now you're down 5 and some change. And now you could see over the course of 12 months, this is at the end of month 12, this is at the end of month 1. I guess it's at the end of month, I think it's end of month 12. Either way, whatever. In 13 months' time, let's say, you see it's a difference of 54 pounds to 33, okay? And again, though, this is of fat, okay? So this is just in the weekends. It would take you about 19, probably, no, not 19 months, like 22 months to catch up with what somebody does in 12 of being consistent, which is frustrating, I'm sure, okay? So now this is the conservative number. Again, we're just on the weekends, we're just maintaining our fat mass, which is not terrible. It at least gets us moving. And if you haven't lost 33 pounds ever, if you just at least did this over the course of a year, you're down 33 pounds instead of 0 pounds, or instead of gaining weight. Now, let's see what happens. This one's going to freak you out when we do truly this, and we just eat 500 calories over what we burn, which means we're taking 4 steps forward, 3 steps backward, 4 steps forward, 3 steps backwards. Okay, watch what happens here. Whew. Oh no, in a month, you're not even down a pound. In 2 months, you're almost at 2 pounds. This is what happens for most people, is most people on the weekends, they're over consuming what they burn. So they're losing fat Monday through Thursday, they're gaining fat Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but you're gaining fat very fast, outpacing your fat loss quite a bit, which means at the end of the year, at the end of 13 months, I suppose, you're down 12 pounds and some change of fat. But that might not be off the scale, because here's what happens too, is that when you overconsume, your body's going to hold on to more water. And I can tell you this, you're not overconsuming on chicken breast. You know what I mean? You're overconsuming on other things. That's not protein, and that's not kale. So you're probably eating more foods that cause inflammation as well, which then could lead to you, like I said in the previous example, when somebody loses 4 pounds but lose 8 pounds in a month, like that could be that you're down 13 pounds over the course of a year, but you're really only down like 7. Does that make sense? And this is what happens though, and this is what people do, is why they don't stick with it, is that they don't take the inflammation into account. You could be down a pound of fat in a month, but you can also be up on the scale in 3. You know what I'm saying? Just because of food choices, which is why this is so important, which is why in my program, we clean up all this stuff in phase 2 so that we don't have to worry about that, because that's incredibly frustrating and annoying. So now, I hope I've not scared you, but kind of shined a light a little bit on the weekends, the holidays, the whatever. So what do we do about this? Okay, I'm going to give you a couple things that you can do so that you don't have to experience that sort of pain and get results you want. One is recognize that everything we're talking about here is a trade. If you are desperate to losing weight and you need to get the fat down for your health, if I was your coach, I don't care if it's hard on the weekends. This is a matter of life and death, so there's no screwing around. Get your shit together. Stop shooting yourself in the foot on the weekends. Plan your food ahead of time. Know where you're going out to eat. Eat beforehand. Don't eat at restaurants. Don't order takeout. Don't drink beers so that where you make crappy decisions later. Have your food pre-planned for the weekend. Have it already pre-cooked too, so that all you got to do is eat, reheat it, and eat it. Give yourself as few decisions between I'm hungry to eating to food entering your pie hole as possible. That's number one. Number two is if you're like, well, I enjoy being social, then that's fantastic. Recognize that if you on the weekends want to have a day like we do in my program in phase one, we have a day of the week the way we do net zero. We're not trying to lose weight on this day. We're just trying not to gain it like we have every single week, in recent history. That we every single weekend we're eating enough food to take away a couple of days of progress. So if we could just mitigate damage one day a week, phenomenal move. But do not call it cheat day. Cheat's a terrible word. We call it refeed day. Allows us to eat food we like in a way that makes sense. It's pretty cool. So that's another option you can do. Something else that you can do is make sure that you're not in situations to where you do this with nutrition. So if you're going to a party, if you know you're going to a party and you know there's going to be stuff you like there, or grandma's brownies or whatever, eat a lot of protein in the morning. And when I mean by protein, do I mean like, having like some nuts or some peanut butter or some quinoa? No, 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 no. I'm meaning eating just chicken breast. Just eat chicken breast. And you're like, why would I do that? So that at a party you can have brownies and not gain weight, right? Is it worth the trade to have the brownies and stay in alignment, which is the fourth thing, staying in alignment with your goals? Because the problem oftentimes we face is we're running in two different tracks at the same time. We're acting like two different people. Imagine me, Chris, going, hey guys, you really need to be good on the weekends. And I'm sitting around eating like a gigantic ass, eating like a glutton, and not having my health in order, killing it on the weekends, eating 4,000 calories while I'm telling you to do it. I can't do that. I am in alignment. What I'm telling you do, I do. If I want chicken breast, if I want to have something nice going out to a movie tonight, if I want to have some popcorn or some Reese's Pieces or something tonight, man, and I'm trying to lose some weight, guess what I'm doing, dude? I'm not eating a bunch of carbohydrates in the middle of the day and in the morning. I'm gonna eat just chicken breast, or I'm gonna have a little bit of carbs. I might have a chicken salad or something, so that at dinner I can have the food that I want, because I want to stay in alignment with my goals, and if my goal is to lose weight, I need to stay there. Does this make sense? Okay, so that's the fourth thing. Fifth thing is set boundaries. Okay, if somebody's going to be turd with you, set the boundary that this is not how we do things. I call it a shit sandwich. Good, bad, good. If somebody's like, oh, come on, we're going to go out to eat. Let's do it. I'm like, hey, where are we going? Oh, don't worry about it. No, I need to worry about it because I'm tracking my food, so I need to know. So I know you want me to be healthy, man. You give me crap about it all the time, and like I've struggled with it for a long time. I've told you these things, and I know you're going to support me as a friend. So I need you to tell me, like, the good is I know you support me as a friend. The middle part is where you then bring down the hammer. You go, I know you support me in this, so just tell me where we're going, or I'll pick it so that I can fix my food, because I know you want me to get the results, right? Good, bad, good. You do that, I promise you, people are not going to mess with you. If they are, it's weird for them, not you. With that being said, that's all I got for you. Have a great freaking day. Kick some butt. Take some names. If you need anything, let me know. Make sure you like, subscribe to this video. And if you want somebody to help you, keep you accountable, talk to you like this so that you stick to your damn goals yourself, apply for coaching down below. I'm here to help you out. Talk to you soon.